Okay, I've been using a G3 Ferrari pizza oven for about the last 5 or 6 years, something like that. And the main, it's been pretty good. But I always found that the base of the pizza was done a little bit before the topping, so it never really got as much heat on the top as I would like. What I tried to do was make a modification to it and bring the bottom element of that to the top of the pizza oven, and promptly decided to blow the thing to blow the thing up with incorrect wiring. So plan B, I did look on YouTube for sort of homemade pizza ovens or something of that order. I mean, you can buy pizza ovens, but they're a hell of a price. You know, for something that's going to give you the capability to do a Neapolitan type pizza. So I came across a video, and I'll put the link to the guy's channel in the description there. There's no commentary in it or anything like that, but it's pretty easy to determine what's going on, and there is other videos that he's done for how to, you know, assemble this item, or the one that he's assembled. So I'll put a link in the description, go and have a look at that. But this is my sort of attempt at reproducing that. I did say I was going to reference his channel, which I have done. So let's have a look at this now. The stainless steel bowl that the guy used in the other video was an IKEA bowl, 36 centimeters. I think it's a little bit deeper than this one. It goes to more of a smaller sort of base at the bottom there. I checked that price out on Amazon. The cheapest I could get that for in the UK was about £28. So I thought for a stainless steel mixing bowl, that was a little bit excessive. I found this bowl on eBay, and this works out at 35 centimeters with an internal of just under 32 centimeters. So I found this on eBay. This was about £11 delivered, so I thought I'll give this one a go. Pretty high quality, quite thick is that. It's also very tough to drill through. I found it very difficult to get a drill to at least start. It's pretty hard, is this. So anyway, that aside, that's the bowl. That's the dimensions that way, and it's 120 millimeters, 12 centimeters tall. Okay. The heating element that's in this is a 230 volt, 1800 watt element in there, so that gives off a hell of a lot of heat. I have tried this, just turn it on, and the heat this thing gives out from about 5 feet away. You can feel this if you point this at somebody. It's like a sun lamp for all intents and purposes. So the heating element there, this is supplied as just a double circle, and you will need to sort of bend this to shape. Now, I was kind of expecting it to be easier to bend than it was. This was a hell of a problem yesterday for me to shape that in that. I did have the forethought to get a cheap bender. I think this was about, I don't know, £10, something like that. Just gives you, what was the sizes of the thing? I think it was 6, 7 and 8 millimeters, something like that. Or it might be 6, 8 and 10 millimeters. Fairly generic little bender there that you can pick up from Amazon. I'll put the links to everything that I bought in the description. Now, bear in mind, some of this is from eBay and what have you, so the pages might disappear. I'll try and keep on top of it to find alternatives, but I'll put the links in the description. So getting back to the story, this was an absolute pain in the backside to bend. It was either too big, too small. This center section was throwing everything out, so it took a lot of messing about to get this to the to what you see there. Now, the diameter of the heating element inside there now is 260 millimeters. That gives you just about a finger gap just around the outside, and then obviously this center section comes through and is tied off with some stainless steel 1mm wire. here and here, and I made some little standoffs there, again out of the wire. Now the way that this bowl is angled at the side, this element was slightly inclined, if you will. It was coming up this side, so these stainless wires are actually holding this down, so that's under a little bit of tension, so this isn't going to go anywhere. So heating element secured to the side, which you will need to mark and drill using some little dome-headed stainless steel Allen screws. Now everything inside here is stainless steel. The temperatures that you're going to get up to in here are going to be too high for your standard zinc coated screws. The coating will quickly deteriorate on that, and you don't want those sorts of fumes around your food. So I would suggest go for stainless steel fixings. The ones in the bottom, again, just a 3mm screw there, button head screw. You see minimal sort of profile on the back. And handle, just a generic pan handle. You can just see that there. This is it's mounted the right way up that way. In use it will be that way. The heating element connection to the terminals do come out quite a way on this. I mean, obviously this is meant for an oven or something like that, so they actually come out to about here. There's then I use these little wiring crimps on the end. I did then, once I crimped it, I did then cut off the plastic. I didn't know how hot I was going to get. I didn't want to risk setting fire to that plastic, so that was then heat shrunk over the top of that. And then we've got an extra piece of heat shrink over the entire sort of connection, and then we've got this heat retardant shield in there, sleeving. So that's over the live, over the neutral, and then you got your earth in the side there. Don't you can just see that actually I made a loop out of the wire, tinned that a little bit, and then that goes around the screw head, which obviously is terminated here. I used these sort of smart looking sort of finished nuts there, so there's no thread or anything like that on show. Then just taped the wire down to the handle. Again, there's another piece of heat resistant sleeve in there, so that's taped down. I've passed the wire, the cable through that hole in the handle. The wire itself is it's a silicon wire. I did look for high temperature cable. I didn't really think it was going to get that hot, this cable, but just for what it was, for an extra couple of pounds, I only want 2 meters, I went for a silicon cable. And this is you can just see that on there. It says lap cable Stuttgart OL Flex heat 180. So this is 180 degrees C that cable will go to, and that is way in excess of any heat that's going to get to that piece of cable there. I just thought, in case it had, caught the side or anything, because this is going to get hot. So that's the cable. I think that delivered, it ended up about £10, I think, but it was about £3 a metre, and then there was delivery on top of that. So you're not into fortunes. In addition to that, I just put a thermometer on the side there. This is a German thermometer. I mean, there's things, it's braising, boil, whatever, I don't know what it is, but it's just the temperatures that I'm looking at, and that goes in there. I don't know how effective or accurate that's going to be. It's going to be in the vicinity of this heating element, but I suppose it's better than nothing. Once I get to finding out, what temperatures this thing will actually read, and then what it actually works at, I think I'll be able to use that reasonably effectively. But that is the build at the minute. It does work. It does get hot. Obviously, this part of the element here doesn't get hot, which is one of the reasons I brought this part of the element right up to that. So this will actually still cook the pizza in that area. So you shouldn't really need to turn it too much to brown the pizza in that particular area. So that's where we're up to now. I'm still waiting for, I've ordered a cast iron plate. It's like a crepe plate or a tower, I think they call it. That's a 16, I think 15-inch diameter cast iron. I think that's coming from the US. So that should be here in a couple of days. Once that's arrived, I can have a go with putting a pizza together. But yeah, I just thought you'd like to have a look at that in case anyone's interested. But I will say, bending that element, I will stress, bending that element was an absolute nightmare. Now you can get lengths of this that are you know, straight, and you bend it to shape. I don't know whether they're going to be any easier, but this was pretty difficult. That took me a good while to get that like that. So if you're going to do this and you think, oh, that should be straightforward, trust me, that is a pain in the backside to do, and make a reasonable job of it. So that's what we're up to at the minute. So waiting for the cast iron plate to come. Once that's come, I'll make the rest of this video and just close that off with making a pizza. And yeah, I think the only thing you would need to know, the distance from the element to the edge of the mixing bowl there is 75 millimeters or 3 inches. I think that's all you really need to know. Okay, so we'll see what we get when the cast iron plate comes.